Hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates and I'm here with Virtual Village Hall. And you may notice things look just very slightly different today, especially if you're a regular and you're usually here for your 4:30 sort of fix of gentle Pilates. So today is National Fitness Day. You can see it in our banner at the bottom. That's happening across the country. There are initiatives online, offline, all around the country, all to do with, I think the theme is powered by you, encouraging connections, encouraging new activities for physical exercise. And we are partnered, Virtual Village Hall are partnered with We Are Undefeatable, and we've done partnerings before. So we're partnered with We Are Undefeatable, and you can see alongside me, I have Zoe, who is a storyteller from We Are Undefeatable. So hi, Zoe.
Hi, everybody.
Zoe, would you like to say a little bit about yourself and what your storytelling for We Are Undefeatable involves?
Not a problem at all. So yes, I've been a storyteller now for the last 4 years for We Are Undefeatables. I had a stroke just over 4 years ago, and I've utilised physical movement as part of my long-term recovery plan. So I use it day to day, just to support with things like balance. Balance is one of my key areas that I've sort of really needed to focus on throughout the last 4 years.
Thank you. And today's session, we are really concentrating on balance. It may not always feel like it with some of the activities we're doing, but I promise there's a method to what we're doing. And it is all about balance, because I knew I was working with Zoe, and also because balance is so critical to everybody. You know, it's one of those things that when our balance is not working as we want it to or as we expect it to, it feels so threatening and it makes us so vulnerable. So balance work, and Pilates is especially helpful for balance work. So I think we shall get cracking. I can just see, I'm just having a little look here. I've got comments on, and I'm just having a little hello to, we've got some regulars coming here. I can see Christine is here. So hello, Christine. And I don't know if anybody else is there, but I'm going to keep a lookout in the comments. But there's more to look at today. So we'll keep sort of looking here, there, and everywhere. But we're going to start as we usually start, either standing or sitting. Hi, Jackie. Nice to have you here as well. You might be sitting in a chair. You might be sitting on the edge of your bed. It's wherever you're comfortable. We're going to be doing some lying down today as well, but these are all options. You can stay sitting throughout if you need to. So I'm going to start standing. Zoe's going to stand. She's just going to do whatever she is comfortable doing, just as people normally do in a class. And she's also going to ask me anytime she needs to ask me anything or check in with anything. Hello, Gillian. Hello, Jackie. Hi. Right, so we're all sitting or standing. Our feet are on the floor. That's the vital bit. Could you give your feet a wipe, like you've just come in from outside and you're just cleaning your shoes off? So you might have shoes on, you might have bare feet if you're very brave and you're not too chilly. I'm back in the socks era of my life. The bare feet have gone for a little while. And we do this to bring a bit of warmth to our feet. So we can let our feet rest on the ground now. You can hold on to anything if you need to. Legs are comfortable width for however you're standing or sitting today. Now we're going to lift just our toes up and down. Go 1 foot at a time. And you're definitely allowed to look down at your feet because often messages between our brain and our feet can get a little bit scrambled. If you've got neuropathy, for instance, and you find there are parts of your foot you can't feel very well, establishing connection can be really hard. So looking can help. And even if you're able to actually manually lifting toes up, that's allowed as well if you can reach your toes or use anything else to help reach them. And then we're going to put our arms out if we're standing. If you're sitting, put your hands on your chest. And we're going to do a little rock forwards and backwards. So it's just a little rock, and you can definitely hold on to something if you feel unsteady. So I've just got my fingers just near this chest of drawers. And straight away you can see the balance elements already kicking in. Zoe, you're still upright, we're good. And I do this one a lot in class because there's a lot of things you can do with this one. So the first thing is, if you're standing, you might find your arms go a little stiff. So give it almost like a little scarecrow wave and give everything a little bit of a wiggle. If you are sitting, you might want a sort of shoulder roll, and then just go again. And see if you can bring a little softness to your arms as you're doing it. And then you can almost relax into it a little bit. So it's not quite so rigid. And then we take it round in circles. They're not very circly circles, but and it's just the soles of your feet. That's it. And then the other way. That's it. And then we can let that go. And bring the legs a little closer together. I'm just looking down because I can see, June has come in. Hello, June. You're very welcome. Right now, we're going to align ourselves. So we're going to have a small gap between our feet. If you look down, it's about big enough for a paperback book. If you're sitting, it's about 2 fists between your knees. And if you're standing, soften your knees slightly. It's like the suspension has gone just a little bit and your knees point forward slightly. And we're going to go into pelvic tilts. So it's nice if you're standing to have a little bit of extra feedback for this so you can feel the part of your body you're moving. Hand on the belly and a hand on the low back on the sacrum. And that's the bit we are moving. So I've got it moving without giving you any extra sort of cues. But what you can do for this is use an exhale to move your belly back towards you and an inhale to move your belly forwards. And if you're doing this sitting, feels like your bum is rolling back like a wheel on the chair and then rolling really far forwards, and your back will feel more arched and your bum feels like it's sticking out. It's a very Pilates style move, a pelvic tilt. And then let that go with a little wiggle. And then grow a little taller, sitting taller, standing taller. Tap the back of your head. We're going to give the bridge of our nose. So if you've got glasses on, just the bridge where it's touching your face, give that little touch. These two sensations are connected. We're going to take them back a little. And then we're going to turn our head just gently side to side, like you're just checking out if anyone's to one side, anyone's to the other side. And then come back in the center. Give your neck a roll. And this is in a comfortable range of movement for you and a comfortable speed as well. If you're somebody who suffers from dizziness and sort of vestibular issues, you might need to take this really, really slowly. And then come back to the center, look ahead. And we're going to give our shoulders a little shrug up and down. And we can breathe in as the shoulders go up. It's almost like we're going to wear them as earrings. And then breathe out as they melt down. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out, let them melt. And then bring your hands somewhere up, close to the collarbone and shoulders. And we just start to stir an elbow round. And then you can start to feel the range of motion that you want. Your upper body's definitely allowed to move. And then the other side. And then if you can alternate, and we get this bonus turn at the waist, so the torso gets a little bit of rotation. And this is a safe level of rotation for everybody. That's it. Oh, Zoe, I love how you're going a little forwards, a little backwards. It just really helps you feel, how's that side doing today? Is that bit all right?
Yeah, it's good. I'm cracking a lot today.
Yeah, shoulders, they're a big joint. There's the shoulder girdle. There's a lot going on. So
absolutely.
Snap, crackle and pop, you know. Hopefully not too much pop.
No, definitely cracking.
And then take the arms down, just let them have a little swing. And this next one's going to feel like we're not doing very much, just a little tap, foot to foot. Now I'm going to bring a little balance thing into this. So we're doing what we call a lateral movement, just means we're going sideways. And if you're doing this sitting, a little tap like this. And then I'm going to say freeze. And we just go like musical statues and go really still. But if your foot's off the floor, we'll move again. When I say freeze, you still leave your foot off the floor. If your arm's up in the air, if you want to take bigger steps, slower, faster, it's all good. Freeze Oh, and again. Freeze. Excellent. And then we're going a little forwards and backwards. So a little tap forwards. So it's like you're tapping your toes forwards. You could even lift it a little higher if you like and have a leg in the air. Freeze. Oh, that was harder. And then down again. Could be a little march on the spot. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But it's sort of forwards and backwards in some ways. Freeze. Oh. And we'll go again. Freeze. Perfect. And then both feet are down. Lovely. Now we're going to split the feet. That just means 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. If you're doing this in the chair, 1 foot is forward and your legs in an L shape and the other foot is back. We're going to put our hands forward like we're holding a ball. The arms come as far forward as you want them to. They can be straight or not straight. So just get my feet in that place. Could you bring the weight to the front leg so it'll feel like you're coming towards the screen? And then we're going to take our arms slowly up and around like we're taking a ball around. Now your eyes can follow this ball. That does make it harder. Or you can just look ahead and ignore your hands. I'm going the other way now. I'm looking at a picture over the top of my screen just for a focus. That's a little less sort of challenging to the brain and the balance systems looking ahead. Starting to look between your hands, becomes a lot harder. And then bring the arms down, take the feet side by side, have a little wriggle. It's quite challenging, that one. Split the legs the other way. Take the weight to the front leg. So this other leg sort of holding you up. And then we're going to take the arms round again. So you could start with looking ahead at something. So I'll look at this picture above my screen. And if that's going okay, you might start looking between your hands. You can take it really, really slowly. Brilliant. Zoe, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
And then take the arms the other way.
Takes a lot of concentration.
It does, that one, it does. And then let the arms go down. Give yourself a little wriggle. And we'll have a little swish around, just a bit of calming for the body. Some people really like their arms to sort of flop onto their ribs as they do this. If you're seated, I suggest sort of smoothing your hands sort of up and down your thighs like a slide, just because when you swish your arms about, if you've got furniture next to your chair, it's very easy just to hit the furniture. And then we're going to work with our legs side by side, comfortable width, and just shift the weight from one side to the other side. And then we're going to stay on one side. So I'm on this side. And this leg, we're going to lift the heel up. So we're on the ball of the foot and then sort of stand tallish. So we're not leaning too far over. Right. This leg, the foot is lifted. We're not doing anything on that side, but it's helping keep us stable. This side, you can already feel the foot go down this leg. Arm can be out, can be touching anything you want to touch for a bit of balance. We're going to go up and down or on the heel. So if I show you from the side, that's how it looks. You can definitely hold on to something if you need to. It doesn't matter which side you hold on as well. That's it. Say that again.
Are we raising both feet?
No, just the one.
Ah, right.
So think of that as your warm-up for this one. This stays up, and this one goes up and down. And the weight is all on this one.
Get you.
Yeah. You'll know. You'll feel it. Oh, that's the last one I can do. It's going into cramp. We're going to swap to the other side. So the weight goes onto the other side of the leg. This leg, the heel is up. It's like it's a little stand, but we haven't got the feet completely down. This one that's down the floor, this is the one we're taking up and down. I just want to show for the seated how this looks, up and down. That's it. You can even hover this leg if you're sitting, and bring the legs really close together if you're sitting as well, just for extra sort of balance challenge, all the options. And then take it down and just have a little walk. A walk on the spot, a walk around the room. If you're sitting, could you put a cushion underneath your chair and plump it up a little bit? If you're standing, don't worry, you don't need that cushion. Right, as you're standing, we're going to start walking a bit like we're on a tightrope. So we slow everything right down. You could use the edge. I've got like a line on my mat. Could use the edge of a rug as well, or a floorboard, or a bit of laminate. And we're going to try and walk in a very straight line, heel, toe. And my gaze is down. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm going to have a little look. That's it. And it's harder than you'd think. Now, if you're sitting, you're in a much smaller space. So I want you to be on the cushion very lightly. And you're just moving your feet one and then the other side by side. You can even do it on tiptoes because that's going to give you instability and balance. Well done. You can take it backwards if you dare, Zoe. It is so hard, isn't it?
It is super hard.
When your brain feels more comfortable with it, which takes a few goes, I won't deny, you can start to lift your gaze and start to look ahead at something. And it's a time when your brain just calms down and thinks, yeah, this is okay. And it depends on what sort of day you're having balance-wise. On a difficult day, the brain may not say it's okay and you want it to look at your feet the whole time. And the last bit of that, and then let that go. Give everything a little turn around again. And we're going to take it down to the floor or to the chair, whichever you're most comfortable with. So I'm going down the floor. Zoe's going down the floor. Zoe, make sure you've got extra cushion down there, maybe one for your head, and you might want one for your legs as well. We're going to start lying on our backs, head on the cushion. If you need a bit of extra time to get down to the floor, you can take that time, because these sessions are all recorded just in case you're panicking and you're not sure what's going on. You might just want to watch what we're doing. You can always come back to this later. But at the same time, I will say this session it normally goes out on Facebook and on a Virtual Village Hall streams. It's also on We Are Undefeatable streams today. So we're on Instagram today, and the accounts for We Are Undefeatable for Facebook and all their social media as well. So a few more people than usual. But you can always come back and check these sessions later. Right, we're going to be lying down or sitting on your chair, whichever you're most comfortable on. So if you're lying down, your head down, legs bent, and you can give yourself a little side-by-side sway. If you're sat on a chair, you just sat as you were before. You might put a cushion behind you. You might just be getting yourself a little bit more comfortable. That's it. Always find if you're coming down to the floor or even a bed. I know that some of you like to sit on the edge of a bed and then take yourself to a lying position on your mattress. It's just nice to have a little settle in. And then we'll let our hands rest. They could rest on your belly and your pelvis. They could be by your sides, could be on the floor, could be on the sides of the chair. And first, put your hands just on your thighs for a moment and push away a little bit and feel your head either go a little closer to the ceiling or just lengthen along the mat. And your spine just gets a bit of a stretch out, a bit of a lengthen. And then let everything settle again. We're going to have a breath in. Any old breath will do. And breathe out. tip your pubic bone towards your nose or towards your ribs. It's a pelvic tilt again. And then we're going to breathe in and tip the pubic bone down between the legs. You might feel a little space behind your back. And then just keep that rocking going. So if you're sitting, this is like we did at the beginning. It might feel different if you've got a cushion behind you. And because some of you are now lying down, it feels different because you've got the firmness of the floor against your back and your pelvis. And then let your pelvis rest, let your back rest. You've neither got an arched back or a flat back, it's just calm. And then we're going to imagine on our bellies, if we're lying down, we've got a circular tray, unfortunately not with drinks, but a marble. I was going to imagine Prosecco's, if you like. And we're going to take a marble right around the edge of the tray. So I quite like my hands sort of resting on my hip bones and my fingers for this. If you're doing this sitting, it's more like a spin cycle on a washing machine, but it's very slow, like a tumble dryer sort of cycle going round. It's just a really nice way to get the back, the lower back moving, which is an area that gets really stiff for a lot of people. Take it the other way. So just as that circular motion's got really nice and smooth, you're taking it the other direction. That's it. And then let it rest. We're going to take one leg up to a tabletop or a sort of L shape. So we lift the leg and the shin is parallel to the ceiling. If you're sitting, that foot just hovers off the floor. We're going to put a hand on that leg and just touch it. So just on the thigh somewhere, just feel that leg there. You can put the other hand on the other leg, the one that's got the foot on the floor and it's still. We're going to take the leg that's in the air just a little bit out to the side, like you're nudging a door open, and then bring it in. Now, as soon as this leg goes out to the side, it's a bit destabilizing, it's a bit wobbly. Your balance, even though you're in a different position, particularly if you're on the ground, is just slightly challenged by it.
My legs are trembling.
It is a wobbly one. I've gone straight into the lifted leg as well. If it feels a bit much, you can do this with both legs on the floor and just take one leg out to the side. And whilst that one leg is moving, the other leg, we're trying to keep it still. I'll tell you, my other leg always has a little wobble. And then let both legs just go a little rock side to side, really nice and gentle, really loose and flowy. And that's it. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So we bring the other leg up to tabletop or just hovering off the floor. You could even do this on a tiptoe on the floor. And both hands are touching the same sides of thighs. So I've got my right hand on my right thigh, my left hand on my left thigh. And they're not like moving the leg. They're just telling your brain where the leg is. And we're moving this leg that's lifted a little bit out to the side, a little bit in. You only move it a little bit so that the rest of your body goes, oh, that's okay, I can cope with that. That's it, perfect. And one more. And then we're going to take that leg down. You might put your arms out to the side and just let your legs have a little sway. And then we're going to roll onto one side. So in the same sort of position that we're in, if you're seated, you don't need to roll onto one side. You need a cushion between your legs. If you're lying down, we're going to be on our side with the legs bent and the backs of your feet, so the soles of your feet, the back of your bum and shoulders and head, they're all in line. What you do with the arm that's underneath your head is completely whatever feels right for your neck. I like a little cushion there as well. The legs are together.
I'll jump up in a second and show the seated version, but it looks very similar to this. It's just a cushion between your legs for squeezing. So if we're on the floor, we're squeezing our legs against each other. If you're seated, you're squeezing the cushion. Now, if you're on the floor, press the bottom side of your leg into the ground, into the mat, from the side of your ankle and toes all the way up to the side of your hip. Then we're going to hover the top leg just a little bit, just so there's a gap between your knees and a gap between your ankles. That's it. And then we're going to take it down. It's not going to quite touch the other leg. And then you're going to hover it. Your back's not rolling anywhere. Your head's not rolling anywhere, even though it may want to. And if you want to put your hand down, your top arm down somewhere to keep you steady, you can do. If you're seated, I'm going to bring this big, just shut my window away, but we've had a pesky car alarm going off on my road, and it's just going off again. If you're seated, you're giving your legs a little squeeze together and a release. You can see I'm walking my feet in and out. If you're lying down, you can take a break. Probably want a break.
So you really feel that sort of in your glute area?
Yes, it's your medial glutes, which are the ones which stop the knees going inwards. So, you know, sometimes if you bend, or if you, when you're walking,
yes,
your knees tend to go inwards sometimes.
That helps strengthen the knee area.
Yes, it helps support from that sort of almost like the knees wanting to kiss each other.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it is an area that I will say every time I do things on my side, I always feel like I need to rub it better afterwards. If you're sitting, you might want to take that cushion out for a moment and let your knees sway. If you're lying down, you'll probably be having that rub to the side, just checking everything's all right. Then we're going to roll over and go on the other side. So you might just swap over and go on the other side. I'm going to go so my head's close to the screen and you can see me the other way. Now I'm going to bring my cushion down just to demonstrate. For some of you, you might find it uncomfortable with your knees really close together, and in which case you could also have a cushion between. And so instead of squeezing the legs just directly against each other, you're squeezing the cushion. Little gap between the feet. But the same things apply as before. You're in line from the soles of your feet, at the back of your pelvis, up your spine, in the back of your head. You feel a little bit wobbly because you're right on your side and your hand can go down. And the side edge of your foot and your leg, press it down into the mat. Just creates a bit of resistance. And then we're hovering this leg and letting it come down and squeeze. So I'm just showing what it's like with the cushion there. And I'm also really mindful not to let my spine go like that and wind backwards. I'm going to take the cushion away. And all the time with that leg's having a tiny little hover. It doesn't need to go very high. Press the bottom leg down, because actually, although we're all feeling the top leg, that bottom leg is doing a lot, keeping you stable. If you're seated, you're squeezing the cushion with both legs and then releasing. That's it. And we're coming up to the last one. Oh, and now it's time just to move that leg and give your hip, your medial glutes a little rub. That's it. And then if you're lying down, we're going to come up to sitting. So usually getting your hand and helping push yourself up. And any cushions that you've got on the floor, if you want to sit on a cushion, you can do. You can put your legs any position that's really comfortable for you. So to sort of round the class off and warm down a little, we're going to give ourselves a hug.
Like that.
Just a uncomfortable hug. You can go in really big, you can do it really gently, and just a little rock. So again, it's a gentle challenge to balance this one, a bit more comforting. And this is the sort of balance when you might even close your eyes and let your shoulders drop. That's it. And you
can do a little bit of rotation here at the waist if that feels nice. You can just keep the rocking going. It doesn't matter. It's all really for calming your body, for a job well done. And then we're going to open our arms and just switch that around. So you're giving yourself another hug. And then we can let the arms drop. We're going to take a breath in, let the shoulders come up. And then breathe out and let the shoulders melt down. Breathing in, let our shoulders come up. And breathing out, letting them melt down. And then we're going to take our hands out to the side. We are almost done. Scoop up the air and take a breath in. Reach your hands as high as you can. Lift your chest even higher. And then bring your hands into your chest. Thank you for doing this class with me today, Zoe, doing it together. It's so nice. So nice. Thank you to those of you who joined us in on the live today. I hope you enjoyed it and you might come back and look at this class again. If you've got any questions for me or you've got any questions for Zoe, you can put them in the chat and we can come back to them afterwards and answer anything that you need us to answer. But otherwise, I think we're done for today. How was it for you, Zoe?
Really enjoyed it. Thank you. And I can still feel my glutes.
Yeah, that may be a little gift for you tomorrow.
It's definitely warmed up.
Oh, it's so nice to do this with you and
So
to
nice.
have this partnership between We Are Undefeatable and Virtual Village Hall.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. We shall see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you.